All right, welcome to MMA Al Dente. I'm going to give you guys my picks for Thiago Santos versus Jamal Hill, the whole fight card, and I'm going to give you my bets along the way. It's going to be a relatively quick video because I got to go to work. All right, Thiago Santos versus Jamal Hill. I'm taking Jamal Hill. I think Jamal Hill is the better fighter, better boxer, and if he doesn't get chopped up by Thiago Santos's low kicks and get reduced to a punching bag, he's not going to be outpointed in this fight. And, he hasn't shown any weakness in that chin of his. And Thiago Santos isn't Paul Craig. He's not going to catch him in an armbar like Shinya Aoki. This is Jamal Hill's fight to lose. I do think Jamal Hill is going to be putting Thiago Santos away. I'd say in the middle of the fight, third round. But I don't like any bets. I guess Jamal Hill via decision is tempting at plus 400. So is Thiago Santos at plus 650. And that's if Thiago is successful in slowing this fight down. And, like Jamal Hill, most of his knockouts come in the first 2 rounds. This is a different fight, a 5-round fight. I think, he's going to be coming into it with a different set of tactics altogether. And it could be a slower fight. Plus, Thiago Santos, even though he's been put away plenty of times throughout his career, there have been more than plenty of times where he hasn't been put away, especially as of late. He's very tough. And I think eventually he's going to be overwhelmed. That's what I think. Eventually he's going to be overwhelmed and beaten up here by a younger, sharper fighter who's bigger and badder. And he's going to be put away. All right, my cat. No bets on this fight aside from like I said, Hill via decision, plus 400. That's not my prediction, though. My prediction is Hill via knockout round 3, or TKO, I should say. I just don't like any of the bets. Even the over-under set at 1.5 rounds, minus 150 to go over 1.5 rounds. I don't know. It's not tempting enough for me. I'm not tempted. That brings us to the co-main event. My prediction, Luque via finish. Couldn't even tell you what kind of finish because he's Luque. You can, it'll be a Darce choke or a fucking clean counter hook. But my prediction is he gets it done in round 3. I see this fight being a fight in which Jeff Neal is outpointing him. I like Neal winning decision at plus 400. I'll say that right now. I've pounced on that. But my prediction and my other bets are Luque to win via finish. I think he'll get a finish in round 3. That's a really tough thing to bet on. So I like him getting a finish at plus 150, any round, any finish. Because Luque's the kind of guy who, he can knock you out, but he can sub anybody. And he can club and sub anybody. So Jeff Neal, he's been submitted way back when against Martin Sano, who was knocked out by Semmelsberger last year. It's weird. It's that guy Sano. I got to look at his record again, but I know he beat Jeff Neal via submission, rear naked choke, and then he might have had just a few fights in many years before getting back to the UFC. Anyway, my prediction: Luque gets it done round 3. If I had a gun to my head, I'd go with a knockout, but again, Jeff Neal via decision, Luque via finish. That's how I'm playing that. Next up. Tough heavyweight finale. Zack Palga versus Muhammad Usman. My prediction is Palga gets it done via decision, but my only bet for the fight is Usman via decision, plus 650. If you've seen this guy fight, you know his name should be Muhammad Woodley. He's big, strong, scary, and powerful, but he's afraid of gassing. At least that's how he's looked to me. He's been fighting very conservatively on The Ultimate Fighter, scraping by with, over low-level competition with tight decisions. And, you ask me, Zack Palga's low-level competition still, no matter how he pans out as a fighter, his career pans out. But, Zack Palga is 5-1, I believe, and, this is a very low-experience fight. When I only emphasize that because I say, despite how they've looked against low-level competition and whatever, these guys are, still susceptible to learn, to falling, to all those hard lessons in MMA, gassing, whatever, body shots, taking a leg kick the wrong way. They're inexperienced fighters, and shit could go wrong for either guy. So I think in a fight like this where the odds are so lopsided and you have someone who's a natural heavyweight, physically big and strong and tough to handle like Muhammad Usman, Zack Palga's gonna, there's a chance he has a tough time dominating Usman. And especially if Usman wants to slow it down and keep it at range with scary shots once every 4.5 minutes or whatever, like he did on The Ultimate Fighter, that could be enough anyway. I don't think it'll be. I think Zack Palga gets it done, wins via activity. He's the sharper fighter, I think, on his feet, the quicker, and he's got more tricks up his sleeve. But Usman, he knows what he's good at, and he's capable of fighting that slow, boring fight, reducing fights to slow and boring with the threat of his natural power. So I'm betting on Usman plus 650, unanimous, or any decision, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, Zack Palga is the prediction. I think he's going to get the victory via decision. I like the way he looked on The Ultimate Fighter. I can't say the same for Usman, to be honest. Next up, Julianna Miller versus Brogan Walker. If you haven't seen my other video where I shit all over Julianna Miller and tell you why I hate her, or I just decided to hate her, please watch it. It was, I think, the last video I made. And, it's my cat fucking scratching pipes or whatever she's doing. Zook, stop. All right. I like Brogan Walker to win via decision. I do think that it's worth betting on her. She's plus 110 now as a money line on betus.com. You're almost better off betting the money line than a decision at plus 140, even though she's much more likely to win a decision than get a finish. Much more likely. But again, fighting a very inexperienced fighter in Julianna Miller, and also just fighting. Shit can go wrong with a cut or whatever. You might be better off playing the money line. But I do think Brogan Walker wins. I do think she wins via decision. And I do think she wins via top control. And specifically out-scrambling Julianna Miller. Julianna Miller is one of those fighters. She reminds me stylistically of like a Diaz brother, Carlos Condit, Nogueira, where they're not going to dominate you. They can't bully anybody around with their wrestling, but they're indomitable. Where you take her down and she's working, from every position she's working. I could see her being on the bottom and really effectively winning rounds. Maybe in this fight and, of course, throughout her career. She's a very good fighter, very active fighter and whatever. But I just see Brogan Walker being too experienced and too savvy grappling-wise, and maybe even a little too strong for her. Generally, those long, tall, skinny fighters lose the wrestling scrambles. And I see Brogan Walker finding her way on top and stuffing that guard for the better portion of the ground game, the ground fighting. So I'm inclined to think Brogan Walker gets it done via decision. Bear in mind, I hate Julianna Miller. So, and I know it's pathetic. Oh, you hate some fighter. Look at you sitting in your fucking... Yeah, I hate people and I'm pathetic. It's what pathetic people do. We hate. I'm a hater. Yeah, and I decided to hate her. So, jump aboard. Let's hate her together. Brogan Walker is my pick, decision, and my bet. And I also like the money line, especially because the money line I got put in parlays. And that is plus 110 now. So, I bet her at plus 105, and it's gone up a little bit. Whatever. We'll see what happens. Next up, Augusto Sakai versus Sergey Spivak. This is an interesting fight. Not only because they're heavyweights, and I think they're going to bring the best out of each other, but because they both kind of play into each other's weaknesses. Augusto Sakai via knockout round 1 is absolutely something I'm betting on, especially at plus 1,200. I don't think he is of the caliber of guys that have put away Spivak in round 1. But, I mean, he is. He's better than Walt Harris and whatever. But, I mean, offensively on the feet, striking-wise, I don't think he's got that striking prowess. But Sakai does have underrated hands, and I think he's got underrated power too. So I really like that. I think if he does get a knockout, it's going to be in round one. So I'm inclined to think that's worth a bet, and I have bet on it. Plus 1,200 to win in round one. On the flip side of that, my prediction and my other bets are Sergey Spivak to win via TKO in round 2 or 3. I think Sergey Spivak, if he's able to win the wrestling battle, he's going to win this fight. And he's a guy with incredible top pressure. I know, Sakai isn't Greg Hardy or whatever, but Sakai is a guy who has melted on the ground before. It took him a while. He didn't quite melt against Overeem, but still, I see him having a hard time if he's flattened out on his back, dealing with Sergey Spivak on top of him. I certainly see him fading, and I don't see Spivak being able to be on top of him for 10 minutes without finishing him. So I'm inclined to think this fight goes under. I couldn't tell you if it was, which the under is plus 120, I believe, for 2.5 rounds. I like that. But I also like the prop bets because I'm pretty sure Sakai's path to victory is a first round knockout or tight decision too. That's where the money line on Sakai could come into play. He's plus 245. Plus 245 for Sakai. There's definitely some value on that. But I just see if Spivak's able to win the wrestling battle, it's not going to go his way and it's going to fall apart quickly. So, and Spivak to win via TKO rounds 2 and 3 or plus 700 and plus 1,200. So that's how I've played that fight. And my prediction, Spivak via TKO round 2. Lipski versus Cachuetta. It's the opener of the main card. I really like this fight, and I'm betting on the under, plus 155, under 2.5 rounds. I also like Lipski to get a submission at plus 650, I think. Lipski is a very dangerous fighter, standing and on the ground, but I think she's, going to be overwhelmed because she's fighting Wanderlei Silva here, and it's going to lead her down one road, one path to victory, and that is grappling dominance and preferably a submission. Cachoeira has been beaten up by Valentina on the ground for 10 minutes, and she didn't go anywhere, having the life beaten out of her. But on the flip side, Jillian Robertson took her out inside of a round. It was a round in which Priscilla Cachoeira was doing very well until she wasn't, which was once it became a grappling match. Lipski's a proficient grappler. I do think she's going to be out-muscled here. Not out-muscled, but overpowered or whatever. And I guess it's the same fucking thing. I don't know. But I still think Lipski's technique is enough to carry her through this fight and to eventually put Cachoeira away, because Lipski's very versatile in a way that Jillian Robertson isn't. Jillian's got better submission skills and, she's got better jiu-jitsu. But Lipski's got more versatile submissions. She's got a more diverse submission game. And I see her being able to find a way to take Cachoeira out of this fight. The reason I like the under is because Cachoeira is Cachoeira. Not that she's some big knockout artist, but that's only because the weight they fight at and the fact that they're female. But she's Wanderlei Silva. Wanderlei Silva's always got a chance of putting someone away. I really like the under. And plus, Lipski's been put away, although it was largely a positional thing. Her being finished via ground and pound from the full mount. And Cachoeira, I don't think she's got that path to victory in her, but she's absolutely got that power that any other fighter at her weight doesn't have, and that ferocity. So under 2.5 rounds, plus 155. Lipski via submission, plus 600, 700. And I like Lipski to win via submission round 2. It's my prediction. Michelle Oleksiejczuk versus Sam Alvey. All right. I'm betting on Alvey. Plus 470. The money line for him to win via decision or check right hook knockout. Could go either way. It's either a check right hook or a decision. Sam Alvey's always got a path to victory, though. This is just a fight in which to win a decision, he's got to hurt Oleksiejczuk multiple times. Because Sam Alvey, unless he's fighting Rashad Evans, he's not Mr. Point Fighter at all. But he's a guy that's he's like a fucking Venus flytrap or something. He slows things down and he makes every fight ugly. And he's got a lot of great traits as a fighter that could carry him to victory over better fighters. Guys that would do well against a variety of opponents, do better than he would. And Oleg Zajak's one of those guys. He's got holes in his game, but Sam Alvey's not going to put him down and submit him here. Although, whatever, Sam's got that great guillotine over Eric Spicely. I believe. Alvey, he's probably going to get finished. It's my prediction. Oleg Zajak via knockout, round 1, to be honest. Which the odds are not too tempting, but whatever. Plus 200, plus 450 for Oleg Zajak to win in rounds 1 and 2. And Sam Alvey to win it all is plus 470. My money's going to Sam Alvey, but my prediction's going the other way. I do think he gets taken out early. And, even if he doesn't, generally speaking, this fight goes to a decision and Alvey's on the losing end. But I just think, whatever. He's got enough weapons where he could potentially make this close. I don't think he can follow that path to victory that Modestas Bukauskas... Oh, no. Oleg Zajak beat Bukauskas. That's right. The only reason I said that Bukauskas beat him is because Bukauskas was robbed. But, yeah. And I bet on Oleg Zajak in that fight, and I won. It was horseshit. Whatever. Sometimes they go your way. But, yeah, those are my predictions and bets. I got Oleg Zajak winning via TKO early, being just better at range and being able to keep it at his range, fighting slow, plodding Sam Alvey. But my bets are going to Sam Alvey because if he catches him with the right shot, he can steal the fight, if not the round. All right. Terence Mckinney versus Eric Gonzalez. Really want Eric Gonzalez to win because I'm a Jim Miller guy. I always want his opponents to do well. But I'm taking Mckinney to blow through Eric Gonzalez. I do think, I haven't seen any value on Mckinney, even submission-wise. I thought he'd be an underrated submission grappler here. And, that's maybe even more likely his path to victory against Gonzalez, despite the recent knockout to Jim Miller. But McKinney, he can get it done either way. Chances are, in most of his fights, he gets his victory in round 1. That's how his victories are going to go. He's a beast. And to be honest, I hope he doesn't change that too much. There are some fights in which he'd be better off going, fighting slower and more economically. But sometimes fighters are just better off being that fucking cannon that comes out of the gate like a fucking bat out of hell and just tries to put you away, like Vitor Belfort. So, my prediction is Kinney gets it done in round 1. I don't like the odds, minus 200 to win in round 1. Fuck that. I do like betting on Gonzalez, to be honest, because I do think Kinney, as sure as he is to come out of the gate like a bat out of hell, if things don't go his way, he could fall apart. I do think he's got the wrestling. I'd put him ahead in every category in this fight. But still, after seeing him fall apart against Dober, there's value on him losing in the second half of this fight, the second 2/3 of this fight. So I have bet on Gonzalez, but, these are just miracles because he's a incredibly large underdog. But I'm going with McKinney via round 1. I would take him via submission, to be honest. So that's my prediction. Sato versus Battle. Takashi Sato versus Brian Battle. I like the under in this fight. Under 2.5 rounds, plus 120. I do think Brian Battle is going to get it done via submission in round 2 or 3. And that's under 2.5 rounds. So covers half of the third round. But Takashi Sato via knockout at plus 700 or plus 1100 in the first 2 rounds. I've placed small bets on that to hedge my battle bets, and the under, well, doesn't really hedge the under, but hedges my battle bets. I think Sato has that counter striking. He's so low output and whatever, but he's absolutely got what it takes to land the perfect shot. Where not everybody can land that perfect shot, he'll land it more often than most. And I think that's his path to victory in just about any fight, but certainly in this one. He's fighting a guy who's going to grind on him and smother him. And he's bigger and better and whatever. He's coming down, Brian Battle, I should say, from 185, I believe. Now he's fighting at 170. He's a bigger man coming into his own, starting to turn that corner in the UFC, kicking ass, and Santos on his way out. Sato, when he loses, it's usually via rear naked choke. So I like Brian Battle to win via submission in round 2. I think you get that at plus 1,300 and plus 1,700 for round 3. I do think he's going to get the submission in the end of the fight. And he still doesn't look great. Like, I don't know. I see what everybody else sees with Brian Battle, where he's not the perfect fighter by any means, on the feet especially. But he's a guy who's more, he's been tested more than he looks like. If you look into his amateur record, he's beaten Impa Kasaganai and Cody Brundage and a bunch of other guys. And it was all within like 2 years. He got a lot of fighting done. So, as a pro here, he's 7-1, I think. I see him getting by Takashi Sato at this point. I'd love to be wrong, to be honest. But I think he's going to get Sato's back and maybe even against the cage, spend a lot of time grinding him, and eventually he's going to suck the life out of him. So those are my predictions and bets. Mainly the under plus 120 I've attached to a lot of parlays. Next fight, it was just canceled, I found out. Jason Witt versus Josh Quinlan. I'm not going to talk about this till next week, but let me just say I was really looking forward to winning money on the under 1.5 rounds. And also Quinlan to win via knockout. But whatever. You were probably doing that too. So, next up, Cory Mckenna versus Miranda Granger. This is a very interesting fight because, well, not very interesting, but it's an interesting fight because I have a lot of high hopes for Cory Mckenna, even though I thought she lost the Kay Hansen fight. And I bet on her at plus 200, and it went my way or whatever. But what I saw was a robbery. I think she's the much sharper fighter than Miranda Granger, though. Granger's she's a taller woman. But I don't know. I just see even at range with 4 inches on her, and I don't know the reach or whatever. Cory Mckenna is the better striker. She's the better fighter, grappler, and everything else. I see her only losing this fight if it is due to size, but it's even that I would consider like a little fluky. I really have faith that Cory Mckenna, that Granger doesn't have a thing for Cory Mckenna technically. And I expect Mckenna to win a decision. I'll take her at plus 120. I think those are, decent odds, plus odds for her to win a decision. Granger's been put away before, but Cory Mckenna's not in that class, I don't think. She's definitely not the type to physically overwhelm her opponents, but she is the type to outpoint them. So I'm taking Cory Mckenna. I think Granger's going to have a hard time wrangling her. She's going to be, pieced up, as the kids say, on the feet. And Cory Mckenna seems indomitable on the ground, whereas Granger doesn't. You look at that fight against Kay Hansen, and Mckenna stole, I think, 1 round, if not 2, off her back in little moments. Just, she's an opportunistic fighter, and she took her opportunity and turned a loss into a win with some, crucial moments. And I see her not even needing those moments, but if she needs to find them, she'll find them. Cory Mckenna via decision, plus 120. Stephanie Edgar versus Myra Bueno Silva. Look, this one could go either way. I don't know. I really have no idea. I mean, I'm taking Bueno Silva to win via decision, and I bet on her, plus 230. But that's just, it's tough to imagine how this fight can go down. I don't know how Stephanie Edgar's judo and her clinch game is going to hold up against Myra Bueno Silva. I do think it'll end up there, and Edgar will have success. But I just see kind of like the Brogan Walker or Brogan Sanchez or Brogan Walker fucking Sanchez fight or whatever. I see Myra Bueno Silva finding her way on top. She's better on the feet, but I don't think she's going to be able to win this fight as a striking battle. I think she's going to have to out-grapple or stuff the guard of the grappler, which is Stephanie Edgar, I think. They're both grapplers. But, Myra Bueno Silva, I do think she's better on the feet. I do think Stephanie Edgar is better submission-wise, and maybe even positionally. She'd win the jiu-jitsu battle. But I see her getting a little too comfortable on her back, hunting for arm bars and whatever, and Bueno Silva might be tough to handle. Of course, I could be wrong. I go back to the Marina Moroz fight, which was a while ago at this point for Myra Bueno Silva, and I could see Stephanie Edgar just dominating her physically. It's possible. I don't know how this one's going to go, but I'm inclined to say Bueno Silva is going to find her way on top and stuff that guard for the better portion of the grappling throughout this 15-minute fight. I'm taking Bueno Silva to win. Decision. Plus 230. I think those odds are very tempting. Even Edgar via decision is pretty tempting, but I don't know. Less tempting because I see a finish in just about any fight. The finish is going to Edgar, and listen to me. Bueno Silva would probably win via arm triangle. But yeah, I like the odds on Bueno Silva. She's even money line right now. I've put that in a few parlays. And because I can't put them in parlays, I've played separately Bueno Silva via decision at plus 230. All right, so those are the bets and my predictions for the fights. Really wish we could have seen Jason Witt versus Josh Quinlan or anybody. I'd love to watch Jason Witt fight on every fucking card, to be honest. All right, yeah, enjoy the fights, and I will talk to you guys on Sunday. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe because I'm one of those typical YouTube douchebags now. And I will talk to you guys soon.